What's up, YouTube? Yeah. Bring this down. Okay. Got something on my mind. I'll share it with you. Trucker's rant. Yeah. Coming across Tennessee right now. Came out of Mississippi, going through. I think I'm out of, no, matter of fact, I'm in Missouri. So I'm on my way to Illinois. So anyway, some bad news happened in Tennessee just the other day. Another AR-15 involved, 4 people dead. 1 person captured and imprisoned for the killings. Happened at a Waffle House. Happened wee hours in the morning, right after club hours, I guess. And had a bunch of mixed stories. Truck drivers never really get it completely right. I've been hearing on the CB. They kept saying, "Did they catch him yet? Did they catch him?" And I'm like, didn't know what was going on. Then I finally got a phone call from my mom's. She always wanted to know where I am. Told her where I was. At the time, I was in Tennessee. And she proceeded to tell me about this crazy boy with this assault rifle. So, you know, there's 4 black people gunned down, innocent black people. Weren't doing anything wrong. They were at the Waffle House eating. Probably took their girls out after the club or whatever, and they're sitting down enjoying a meal. You know, nobody's thinking anything because it's something they probably do on a regular basis. I went to Waffle House just last weekend. You know, and sat down, had a meal, whatever. Last thing you really want to think about is somebody gonna come in there with a AR-15 and start shooting at people. You know, this is the crazy society in which we live in now. That a lot of crazy people now have guns because of the color of their skin. I believe that it's a lot easier if you're white to get assault rifles, AR-15s, and all kind of military weapons. It's harder for black folks, you know, because that's the society in which we live. You know, there's a fear factor going on, and they get so, not just that, a fear factor mixed in with racism is really a sick concoction. It's real. It's a sick thing. Those are sick people. Because if you're mentally unstable and you're racist, you've been taught to be racist, what's gonna happen is an out of control lunatic. And every dark-skinned person they see that they're going to attack because they've been taught racism, and then they lost their freaking mind at the same time. So my take on this, I think this guy was either 28 or 29 years old, white fella. He had some problems. He was going to do something once before, I believe, with that same weapon, and they stopped him. They took the weapon away, but apparently they gave the weapon to the father. So the father had the weapon, kept it away from the son for a while, but he gave it back to him. He gave the wacko boy the AR-15 again. So now the knucklehead fool done devised a plan to go shoot up a Waffle House with black folks in it. He did that the other day. And I want to say all my condolences goes out to the family, the lost ones and injured people in that Waffle House that night. And all my praises go out to the young black man who eventually took that gun from him and subsequently saved other lives. So when I heard the young man talking, he hurt his hand in the process of roughing the gun off of this clown, and he was scared too, just like everybody else. He went, hid behind the door, a swinging door, I guess, and when the gunfire stopped, he heard the boy fooling with the gun. The boy was either trying to reload or the gun jammed. So that's when he sprung out. And I think he sprung out to get away, but the boy was directly in front of him. So he said he hit him with the door when he swung that door open, got his hands on the gun, and they scuffled for the gun a little bit. And he got the gun away and threw the gun over the counter. Then pushed the boy, him and the boy went outside. He pushed him outward. And the boy got up and trotted off. He didn't run hard. Now, the black guy ran and the perpetrator trotted off. Apparently he stole a car. I don't know if it was a BMW or Mercedes-Benz or whatever. He got into a car and ran off. They caught him not too far from the scene. But, bad situation, you know, to hear anybody losing their lives. And to hear that there was another wacko that was given permission to own an assault weapon like that, a military assault weapon. It's totally ridiculous, man. I just think it's just totally ridiculous that so many people, so many sick people are getting their hands on guns. And nobody cares until they flip. When they flip, that's when everybody start going into, oh, what kind of prevention can we do to prevent a sick person from getting the guns? Okay. Being that we don't know that they're sick when we sell it, when the NRA people sell it to them, they don't know if they're sick because they put on a good act. You can't tell that a person is mentally disturbed until they do something mentally disturbed. You know, that's the only time you really know that they're mentally disturbed. You know, they put on a good show. They learn how to act and fake normal for a very long time. And then all of a sudden they can't do it no more, or they just decided they're gonna go on the deep end now and just be like, go, you know, beyond the point of return. And then they act out a lot of the fantasies that they've been thinking about, or they've been taught. As a regular person, they've been taught to not like a certain race, but being that they're mentally disturbed and then taught racism, then they flip out and then and they go out and try to hurt the people that they've been taught to hate. And that's where our problem is here in America. And it hasn't gotten any better with this dumb, ignorant, fat-faced president that we have. Hasn't gotten any better. It's gotten worse because of the way that he talks. And everybody sees that he's not intelligent. He's really a moron. A moron who's smart enough to hire smart people to maintain his money and manage his money for him. He's smart enough to do that because he's been taught to do that. You know? And that's how a dummy continues to stay rich. That's how you do it. Just be smart enough to hire the right people to cover your butt and make all the good deals for you. If you like a deal, you know, if you even come up with a deal, they'll tell you, hey, great deal. Oh, no, not so great. Don't put your money there. Or, you know, whatever the case is, get expensive lawyers to protect you and all this kind of stuff. So you see all the crap that's now unfolding in the White House with this moron that we have as a president. Gosh. Well, anyway, that's a whole nother story, right? Woo! I can get into that right now, but the topic is this wacko people getting their hands on these assault weapons and using them in a very heinous way. Now, we lost 4 good people that night for nothing because the NRA and its supporters don't look at the gun as the problem. They look at the people, but they're still selling the guns to the sick people. So to them, it really don't even matter. Think about it. They say, well, it's not the guns that are killing people, it's the people with the guns that's killing people. So it's not the guns that's the problem, it's the people. Okay, it is the people. We know that. You don't have to tell us that. We got it. We're telling you, stop making it so accessible, these guns, to sick. Well, how do we know they're sick? Okay, you don't know. So make it harder for them to get those particular guns. We're not saying nobody can own guns. Everybody got guns, just about. Handguns. Okay. Yeah, they shoot 12, 13. You know, that's good enough. You know what I mean? You don't need an assault rifle that's gonna spew out so many, you know, like just wipe out 24 people in one swipe. You don't need a gun like that. You know, in war you do. But you don't need one, you know, out here in society, man, in America. You don't really need that. A handgun, okay, I'm down with that. I got, you know, I mean, handgun, yeah, sure. You know what I mean? So, this guy, this young nut, this faggot, sick to my stomach when I hear this stuff. He survived. He gave up. They ran up on him, he laid down and spread eagle, and that's it. He's alive today. They got him captured. Now, I wonder if they took him to McDonald's or Burger King and got him a burger because he was probably hungry after all that work. That's jacked up, man. Think about it. Now, the question still comes up. If the perpetrator was black and killed white people, will he still be alive today? Good question. I don't think so. I think he'll be dead. But being that the perpetrator was not black, he's still alive to tell why he did it. Like, it matters. The bottom line is the results. You kill people for what reason? We don't give a fart. You got to go. I don't care what color they are. If it's a black man doing it, guess what, bruh? You got to go. Simple. I don't care who you are. You know what I mean? If it was my son, I hate to say it. Guess what, son? I taught you better than that. But you crossed the line, you got to go. That's it. If I did it, same thing. You know? I don't want nobody to have no sympathy on me if I flip out like that. Go ahead and get rid of me, because I obviously ain't no good. You know what I mean? Something wrong. You ain't gonna fix that. If it goes that far, that's it, man. You don't cross the line now. You committed murder. You know? Or we gonna just keep him in the jail? Why? So he can live his life out, keep eating a full-course meal every day, and da-da-da-da-da, and man, you know, you took innocent people for nothing. It was no war. This was not a wartime. You had no reason to go in with a war assault weapon and kill innocent people just having a meal. You had no right for that. I don't know what you thinking in your head. It was wrong. No matter what you get that far, then you got to go too. That's it. You know? So yeah, I feel real hurt for the families. Man, I feel bad about that. And the same thing with all the other shootings, man. I feel tore up about it, man. It's just so messed up that, you know, the NRA and the powers that support the NRA, they really don't care about the people. They just care about the money that the people bring. That's all it really is, because there is a way to put a system in place to at least try to manage. They're not even trying to manage protection over these guns. You know what I mean? They just sell them like hotcakes. Sell them like hotcakes. You got your permit? Okay, there you go. You got yours? Okay, there you go. You know, throwing them out like frisbees, man. You got yours, buddy? Old crazy man over here like, yeah, I got mine, all right. I got mine. I know what I'm going to do with mine. There you go, buddy. Throw it to him. You got the money? You got your permit? That's all we want to know. You're a white guy, right? There you go, buddy. You're black. Oh, we better check you out. We better see what your criminal background's got there. You know black people are criminals, so we better check him out. See if he can even get a gun. But don't let it be one of them. I got a couple things in my background. Oh, you know. Oh, but I'm all over that now. I love black people. Soon as I get this gun, I'll show you how much I love them. Can I get one? There you go, buddy. You got your permit. You got the money. There you go, pal. Don't point it at the wrong people. Yes. That's how they do. That's how it seems like, you know. As long as they get that cash, man. So, but you know, it's not a funny situation, not at all, you know. And I think that we need to. Now I'm gonna give you my plan again. Here it is. I'm gonna throw my plan out. Now here I am talking about a problem, right? Now here's the plan. Maybe a little lengthy, but it makes sense. Check it out. Everybody who owns a weapon should be in a database. All right, and it's going to create more jobs too. In a database in every city, every state, every you know, in the United States. All of it connect to a main motherboard. Just like they can look you up when the police pull behind you and they run your plates. The person who owns that daggone plate in that car, their name come up and other information comes up. So what they need to do is also add if they're gun owners or not, if they have any mental issues in their history. These things all should be, the cops should be able to put the plate number in, run up behind the car, put the plate number in, all that information pops up. Gun owner, alrighty then. Now we're gonna have to be a little cautious here because we know he owned guns. Carry permit, yep, he owned guns and he has a carry permit, alright? Matter of fact, he owned multiple guns because every time you buy a gun, it has to be put into the database. And on your license is the same thing. If you're not in your car, they can't run your plates. So it should be a little barcode on your license that when you go somewhere and produce your license and they swipe it, they know you're also a gun owner. And if you had any mental problems in your past, all that stuff is just gonna pop up. Bam. Okay. You see? Now, if they did that, now they have to have in place every quarter of the year, 4 quarters of a year. That's 4 times a year. If you're a gun owner and you have multiple guns or one gun, you have to be evaluated to make sure that you can continue owning these guns in a safe manner. There's a date for everybody to go in and be evaluated. If you ain't got a problem, then you should go in and get your evaluation out of the way. Boom, bam, keep your guns, not a problem. But if you refuse it and you miss the date, there will be a warning and a fine. Hit them in the pocket. That'll put them in line a little bit. Nobody likes to have money taken away from them. And you say, you know what? You missed your evaluation, my friend. Your evaluation was yesterday, and today and today is too late. So you have to pay. You're being fined. Now, if you still miss the first one, there's a second one that's given. Stiffer warning. You will be put on restriction. That means you cannot own your gun, or not own it, but you can't. there would be a warning saying that if you do not come to your evaluations, you will be fined double, and a threat to have your gun permit revoked. Now you know they don't want to hear that. So that second one, they're gonna go down there and get evaluated, make sure everything is still on the up and up, and then once they're cleared, they're back on track again. Now, if they miss it the second time, fine. Cut off their permit. You cannot have this gun anymore. We're gonna actually, they're not gonna take it from you on the third time. They'll shut down your permit. So when they run your plate or they run your license and they see that you've been shut down because you have not been evaluated like you're supposed to, then you cannot. You have to report. The police will be sent to your home. There you go. The police will be sent to your home to find out what the problem is. Why haven't you been coming to your evaluations? Or maybe not the police, but somebody in charge that will, in charge of that whole system, to say, well, you know, all right, we need to talk to you first because you're in violation, and if it happens the last 4 quarters, then you will be revoked from owning, and we'll have to confiscate your guns. They don't want to hear that. That's the big no-no to them. Taking my guns? Oh no, you're not, off of my dead body. Boom, though, you know, the whole, then you know they sick, so you got to get rid of them anyway, right? So you get 4 warnings, not 3. The 4th warning, they come in to get your guns. They already shut you down on the 3rd warning, and you've been fined. In order for you to even get it all back, to be honest with you, you know, I mean, it should be a permanent shut off after the 4th try. Now you had all year. You had all year to go get reevaluated to make sure that you can keep your guns, that you're still stable in your head. You know? So that's what should be put in place. It makes sense to me. Now, I wouldn't mind taking that to the congressman. I just gave it to everybody for free. If I hear about it, somebody doing it, then it's a smart move and y'all need to pay me some money for it. But it's free because it's something, I mean, from me to y'all, because it's something across the board that's gonna help the situation. It won't fix it. Oh yeah, let me also add on that, is anybody caught with an illegal gun, yes, will have to do prison time. Or they can have amnesty time, like they used to do, and say, well, anybody with illegal guns, you can turn these guns in and nothing would be done to you. Turn them in, get them off the street, get them out of the hands of the people who shouldn't have them. Bam, that's your opportunity. You get that 1 amnesty time. After that time has gone and you are caught with an illegal weapon with you, then you have to pay a price for it. Bam. You see? What they got it now is a 5-year prison term for having an illegal weapon on you. Well, I know in New Jersey it is. You know, I don't know about over here in North Carolina. They so lax with guns, you know. But, you know, like I said, you know, if you don't have any violent crimes on your record, and you had something that could be expunged or whatever because you're not a threat, you never really was, but then something happened in your past, I think that should be evaluated to see if you've never been in trouble, like for over 30 years, 25 years. Yeah, if you go for your gun, man, and you had a minor infraction when you was younger, hey man, you know, let it go. Go ahead. Let the man have his gun. Make sure he hits his evaluations every quarter. Make sure that he's accountable for every gun that he buys. You know, if a gun is stolen or missing or whatever, it's got to be reported. It's got to be reported. If not, you'll be fined. That's it. You know, so there's ways. I mean, it just makes sense. The NRA should pick that up and be like, okay, well, you know what? It makes sense because it's gonna help save some people's lives. You know, it's gonna help us sift out some of the sickos. You know what I mean? Now, that's acting like you're concerned for the people who are buying your product. That sounds like if the government was to get involved and say, you know what, great idea. This guy Darryl came up with a great idea. Let's take it and run with it. People get more, you know, there's more jobs created. There's a more safety net now. Better, not fixing the whole problem. But guess what? It helps. better than doing nothing? Running around with signs talking about never take my gun, never take my gun. That ain't no help. Idiots, you morons. That ain't helping you. Not at all. People still dying while you run around with a freaking sign. Ain't nobody taking your gun. You know? We ain't trying to take all your guns, man. And those military assault rifles should be banned to citizens. Don't need them. You ain't never had to use them before. Think about it. You got all these. You got a stockpile of army weapons and never use them. They just getting old. Well, y'all know you waiting for the big day when the race riot happens. You know, if you're one of them real racist people, that's what you're stocking up for. That's what you're really trying to prepare for. But guess what, buddy? You can do, you know, you can protect your home with a gun. A couple of guns, matter of fact. Get my son, my daughters, my moms, my grandpa, everybody got a gun. You check that corner, that corner, that corner, that corner, whatever comes to that. You know what I mean? But either way, I think across the board that military assault rifles should be banned citizen-wise. If you're in the military, then you should have one in the military, in the service, not at home. Not in your home. Because as you can see, these young people are getting a hold to them, along with this game called Call to Duty, and all these other shoot 'em up games are teaching them or getting them insensitive to killing on the screen. And then something happens in their little puny heads, and then they'll go out and act it out in reality, and then bam, we have this issue. Okay? So, back to the Tennessee case, the Waffle House, Tennessee shooting. The father should be charged for giving the gun back to his sick son. The son should be fried. Get him out, and don't waste our freaking money on this clown. Alright. He crossed that line. He murdered people. There's nothing else to do with it. You know? So, that's my take on it. Like it or not, I don't give a dag nabbit. That's how I feel about it. You know? And I'm not trying to say take everybody guns. I like guns too, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't one who just, you know, don't feel like I should have a gun. I think everybody should have a gun for home protection. You know what I mean? I ain't cool with people carrying guns out, you know. You figure Canada, you ain't got people running around with guns. They have less crime, less murders out there, less problems in Canada. Think about going to Canada, man. Cold up there, but it's safer. You know, we ain't gotta worry about all these sickos, man. Some of the sickos are moving up there, you know. But there's a long span between a breakout of sickos in Canada than here, because here it is, we just had one. And we'll probably have another one in another week or two. You know what I mean? Because there's just so many guns floating around here with the wrong people. So, and I see more women having guns now. Oh, my goodness. Boy, imagine, I'll shoot you, and wind up shooting everybody in the place except the criminal. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? So, I was just kidding. I ain't no male chauvinist, y'all. But anyway, that's my take on this whole thing. You know, and God bless the families and the souls that passed that day. Bad scene, and I hope the government and the NRA get a heart and really try to do something about this problem. I know they don't want to lose any money on it, but sometimes, you know, a moral stance is worth way more than money. You know, so try to think about the people. Now, if it happens to their family members, they might think more seriously about trying to put something in place, like the plan that I just threw at you guys. So if you like that plan, give me the thumbs up, right? If you don't like it, I don't give a fart. That's just how I take this whole thing. People get so twisted out of shape about somebody disagreeing with them on social media. I don't give a fart, to be honest with you. If I was a cussing man, I'd be cussing right about there. But I try not to. And that's just how I take it. You know, I try to talk about a problem and also give a solution. And that's just the way I try to roll, you know. All is good in the hood. It's about as good as it's gonna be, right? But if we want to fix the problem, think about what I just suggested. And if you think it's a good idea, give me the thumbs up. If not, whatever. So, peace and love. I know I look sleepy because I think I am. I went to bed. I even went to bed early. I got up real early though. And I don't know. I need to lay down for about 2 days. Just like lock myself in the room and just go to sleep for a while. Oh man, that sounds good. Sleep for about 2 days, man. Woo! But I can't do that. I got to make this money. All right, y'all. Talk to you later. One love. Peace.